Construction workers of Reddit, have you ever built secret rooms or any other strange compartments by request? Wife and I had a secret, soundproof sex dungeon type room built adjacent to our bedroom. The reason for the room is that we have various devices in there that are impractical to disassemble and put away when we have friends over or the day we have kids and still want to enjoy our fun discreetly. We had some devices installed when we built the room, such as a large metal cage and other restraining devices. The people who built the room probably asked us 100 times if we were sure we didn't plan to abduct people. The architect nearly dropped the project when I jokingly asked him to make sure there'd be an electric outlet to plug a chainsaw. Electrician here. Have done a few. The coolest was a secret passageway and attached room in a very nice house. It was hidden by a movable bookshelf on both ends. The guy said he didn't have a specific reason for building it, he just always thought it would be cool to have a secret passageway in his house. The other one that stands out was an underground survival bunker accessed through a hidden door in the back of a garage. It had an additional exit by means of an underground tunnel that leads almost 100 feet in the bordering forest. The strangest thing about it was that it was a survival bunker that he had us wire with outlets and lights, despite there not being any type of a backup / off the grid power. Makes me think that he actually had an alternative purpose for the shelter. This will probably end up buried, but I doubt I'll be able to share this store somewhere else. I stumbled across one a couple years ago at my uncle's house. The house was huge, 6 ensuite bedrooms, luxury car, plenty of floor space, huge garden with custom ornaments and a swimming pool. Occasionally my uncle used to leave for a good few hours, leaving me with the house telling me not to make a mess. When he used to leave I'd sometimes invite a girl round the house. One day this went horribly wrong. I invited her over then quickly jumped in the shower. After my shower I went into this small closet to get my towel. It got caught on something as I was pulling it out, and I heard a click sound come from my uncle's bedroom. Completely naked and curious, I decided to take a quick look to see if there was anything that happened. As I walked in, the floor mat had been moved. I caught a glimpse of a dip on the floor mat on the wall side too. I quickly wrapped the towel around me, pulled the mat up, seeing a separation between two of the floorboards. I was freaking out at this point, not knowing if I wrecked part of the expensive floor. I decided to try push the floorboard back in place, but it wouldn't work, so I grabbed the bottom bit of the wall from the gap, and just as I squeezed a little bit, I heard another click. The wall, which was the gap between the ensuite bathroom and the bedroom door, completely slid up. It definitely wasn't conspicuous at all. Inside I found all of my uncle's old martial arts kit. A small shrine type of room with floor mats, and at the front center of the room was the most expensive looking swords I've seen. I stepped forward a little and the lights came on by themselves. The room was actually quite warm. I was literally surrounded by old / expensive looking items. I heard the doorbell ring and my phone go off, so I started to leave the room. Just before I got wall that was open, it began to slide down. I was trapped for 2 hours in total. The girl came in. I was banging on the walls shouting her to come upstairs. She freaked out and called the police. My uncle came home, not even mad at me, telling me to just feel on the wall for a little indent. I found it, pressed it, then the wall raised again. I was naked. I must have left my towel somewhere in the room during the panic. Turns out that's his safe room for the artifacts he collects. Made sense as he became wealthy after selling antiques and going on trips across the world. My dad is a doctor and does a lot of construction at home on his free time. This one time he was moving a wall, making one room smaller and another bigger. He was putting an entire wall bookshelf kind of thing in the smaller room, and just to fuck with future home owners he snatched one of those plastic skeletons from his job and hid it in the space between the bookshelf and the wall. I expect headlines sometime in the future. This one to me is the coolest. We have a family friend who is a builder and built his own house. Obviously, I haven't been over to his house in a while, but last time I was there, they were still finishing it. They've been finishing it for several years, and you'll see why soon. Their house is 7 stories tall, 4 above, 3 basement levels, has elevators, a full-size basketball court, indoors, several kitchens and living rooms, a huge theater room, an apartment that is attached with its own kitchen, living room, dining room, and 4 bedrooms, and the main house has countless bedrooms and other multipurpose rooms. The house is ginormous, but the coolest part is the house has those McDonald's slides in it. There are 2 in it, maybe more now, of these slides. One goes from the top floor to the bottom, and one goes from the top floor to ground level. In the biggest one, however, there is a secret passage that's kind of hard to get to. When the slide gets to its steepest point, you have to brace yourself against the walls so you stop. If you can, the slide actually has a tunnel to the side that you can take. When you go through that secret tunnel, it takes you to a secret balcony in their in-home theater with a fridge and chairs and stuff. It's a pain in the butt to get to, but it's really cool. They do have a few other hidden rooms, but unfortunately the guy who owned the house wouldn't tell us. He said we had to find them on our own. Every time I was there, spent the entire time knocking on walls, inspecting bookshelves, etc. Residential contractor here. A client once asked that I add a 4x6 room next to the master that would be just big enough to allow someone to calm down if they were being bad. Specs had no windows, brick walls, double thick door, etc. He gave off that creepy as hell vibe, but you know, money. Anyway, the job was going fine until we ran out of red bricks and started using those blue and yellow ones. He lost his shit, cancelled contract and never looked back. Yes, we worked on what was supposedly going to be a hidden/secret walk-in safe in the basement. This room was heavily reinforced. Normally, walls around doors are framed using wood. This door frame was solid reinforced concrete. The room was a square attached to the outside of the basement, so all 4 walls were concrete. We poured concrete above it, so the ceiling was concrete. Very unusual. We also poured the floor, so it was 6 sides made of concrete. Since it was attached to the outside, there was no sign that it existed from the inside. No ventilation, no wiring from what I saw. I never saw the finished product, but the owner was keeping it a secret and wouldn't explain much about it. So another contractor finished it off. I used to do some construction work on schools during the summer. The principal wanted, in his closet, a door to slide up where he could keep a safe for special school records and a mini fridge. Although it wasn't very big or that cool, it was the coolest work I ever was involved in that summer. Plus, who wouldn't want a mini fridge hidden in their wall? Never built one, but I did find one in a house I was doing some plumbing work in once. This was an expensive condo, and they had a secret office that had a secret one-way mirror looking into the guest shower. Creepy as fuck, man. This doesn't really answer the question, but I know a guy who had no use for a room, so he removed the door and put a 4th wall up. My parents' house has a secret room that's behind a bookshelf in their master bedroom. The reason is put quotations around secret is because this hidden room is wall-to-wall open window. So basically, you could hide from someone inside of the house, but if they happen to walk around outside, you appear to be in a normal room. Funny story, when I was a kid, my parents were designing their dream home. They asked me as a child of about 8 at the time what I would want my room to be like. I didn't care about my room, but pleaded for a secret room connected to my bedroom. To my amazement, they agreed. Little did I know that they were about to ruin my fucking dreams. The house was built, my bedroom and secret room was made. I was so fucking excited to finally see it. They blindfolded me and led me into my room and asked me to try find the secret room. After much searching, I finally found it. It was hidden behind a swinging bookcase, and it blew my fucking mind. I quickly went inside, only to see a full-sized door at the far end of my little secret room. Upon opening it, I was outside in the hallway next to my bedroom door. The fuck, parents? I tried, I swear I tried, but the amount of times visitors stumbled upon me in my secret room thinking it was a bathroom in the hallway or a bedroom. My childhood dreams were ruined. Ruined. Let this be a lesson, parents of Reddit. You can ruin your child's dreams. They ended up using it to store spare mattresses. Sigh. I built an on-ear closet for someone. Their daughter had one request for the new house. She had a built-in armoire, white and modern looking with nice shelving units on the right side and a bigger opening on the left. However, when you push the back of the left, Closet side, it opened up into an actual closet that was about 5x 10 feet on the inside. Not too shabby at all. Was a pretty fun build, albeit somewhat challenging. I'm not a construction worker. I attended a private boarding school. When I was younger, the school itself was 200 plus years old and the castle it was built around was much older. Upon exploring, me and a few other friends found an entrance to a system of tunnels that ran beneath the school. The tunnels were used as maintenance tunnels for the old heating system that was once run from a gas boiler system. Originally we thought that was why they were built. We began trying to map out the tunnels and used to spend hours underneath the school during study time, night roaming around with a measuring tape drawing it to scale. We never completed the map due to the system's enormity. As we got further and further into the tunnels, we learned that these were much older than just the gas boiler. A new cement tunnels seemed to extend about 1 kilometer in radius. Past 1 kilometer the tunnels got older and more dangerous. We found that they extended all the way out to a pavilion in our school. These passages were also in cement, but were very clearly much older. Most of my time as a 14-year-old was spent roaming around them. It gave us passages into locked rooms, the castle, band grounds, to the forests, etc. We decorated a lot of the walls down there in shoe polish and stolen art paints. We would even smoke down there a mere few feet below the headmaster's office. Was a draughtsman for a while. 2 super wealthy Chinese parents were building all 3 of their children houses on their massive property. I was asked to design the ironing room for the eldest daughter. She genuinely liked doing ironing and laundry. I ended up designing this massive room with bay windows overlooking the lake with all sorts of storage compartments and a variety of ironing stations. She loved it. I got a healthy bonus, and I'm still confused to this day.